There's never been a more lock-in time or part of the season than this. I would say it over and over again, and I know there's maybe 12 games, 13, 10 games to go, but then I do believe that there's never been a more lock-in moment than this right now. I don't think that we would get Champions League football if we leave it up to the point of letting other teams to do us favors by beating the teams that we're competing against, or that we're gonna that we're fighting for the Champions League spots with. We need to win games like Everton. When we play Everton, it has to be not just a win, it has to be a decisive performance. It has to be telling people that are going to play us next that Manchester United are back and they're not kidding. They're not here to play with you, they're not here to smile. They want what they want and they're going to come and take it. That is the message that we should be passing across. When we play Everton, it has to be like an assassination. We have to off the bat we have to mean business. Like this, let there be nothing in the formation that would suggest some sort of holding back or some sort of respect for Everton. It has to be. They beat us. They beat us before, like earlier this season, 1-0 with a red card. It still stings. Like that pain is still there in my, because I watched that game, and that I feel like that was one of the games. I mean, aside the Grimsby game, that made me that it was my realization moment that this is gonna be a very, like, it's like the slippery slope for Amarim. Like that was, yeah, that was like the deep that one of the deeps that I felt like he might not recover from. You know, I mean, that was when I thought he was going to lose his job personally, you know. Uh, but yeah, this is our chance to, make that right. This is Michael Carrick's chance to show people that it's just not the momentum anymore. This is not just, I mean, any odd game. We're here to dominate and we're here to win this game. So this is my lineup for the game against Everton. I mean, it's our second consecutive away game, so away games have been a bit tricky for us this season. So hopefully we can get this across the line. So in goal, I have Lamens. I mean, who else are you gonna have in goal? Bayender? No. We're gonna have Lamens. Lamens has been very, very life changing. I'm gonna say life changing. I know that's too big a word, but then life changing since he has come on. You know, I know that there's so many people that whispered this. He's we bought a kid. He's not good enough. He's not this. That boy looks like he's gonna grow. That man. What do you mean, boy? That man looks like he's gonna grow more and more into that position. He's gonna learn. He's gonna adapt. Hasn't made a mistake yet. Hasn't cost us a game by. And I'm not saying all of his saves have been spectacular, but there's something about a keeper being able to hold his own, that your defense, they're not questioning if you're gonna catch the ball that you went for, if you're gonna make contact, if you're gonna swipe the defender, if the communication is right. So I think he has provided some sort of like a stability within that defense, that it doesn't matter who is in front of him, but then him, we're sure that Lamens is going to put in a good shift, which is what Alisson gives Liverpool, which is what Ederson used to give Manchester City, which is what Pickford gives Everton. Those stable keepers in the Premier League, it's not because they make spectacular saves. It's just because, like, your defense knows that I can count on this guy not to let the ball run in between his legs. I can count on this guy not to lift his leg when I pass the ball to him, and then I score an own goal. The communication is sound. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna start Lamens every single day of the week until it gives me reason to doubt him. My two centre backs are gonna be Maguire and Martinez. If Maguire is fit, he should play. If Maguire is fit, he should play. If Licha is not fit, if Martinez is not fit, Licha should still play. If Martinez is not fit, play Martinez. If Martinez is fit, play Martinez. That is how crucial Lisandro Martinez has been for Manchester United. But then that partnership between him and Harry Maguire, it's not much. It's not very fancy. It's not. It's not silky. It's not. It's not. It's not Van Dijk and Konate, but it is two experienced defenders who have played enough games to just understand what they're supposed to do and when they're supposed to do it. So if Maguire is fit, play Maguire. If Maguire isn't fit, play Lenny Euro. Yeah. So if Maguire is fit, start Maguire and Martinez. Maguire Martinez. That would be my two starting centre backs for the game against Everton. Right back. Honestly, this is controversial. You know, as much as this person vexes the hell out of me, I would still start Dalo. You know, I think dropping Dalo would give us, like, would pass across this message of, we're going to be. I think Mazraoui, he's a bit more defensive minded than Dalo. But the way I want to approach this game, I want this game to be attack, attack, attack. So I'll probably say start Dalo. Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this. I cannot believe I'm actually advocating for Dalo to start, but logic always wins. And what logic says in this situation is that Dalo just, he kind of fits the game. We need someone to we don't need a situation where Everton kind of feels like they can push forward. Because we always have that period of the game where the other team feels like they can push forward, and just kind of maintain that line. We don't need that. So Dallo and Shaw, yeah, Shaw is my other fullback. They, in my opinion, can maintain that forward line and still be able to cover. I wish I could say with a straight face that Dallo would still be able to cover, but I doubt it. But then he's the best option for this type of play, in my opinion. So I would start. My fullbacks are gonna be Shaw and Dallo. My midfield is not gonna change. It's still gonna be Casemiro, but I want it to be in a more diamond-ish shape where Casemiro is the DM, Menu and Fernandez are kind of like the two forward midfielders, like the 8 and the 10. The three of them have been spectacular. They've worked so cohesively as a unit that you feel like if you add anyone, if Casemiro leaves and you add someone else there, it might disrupt that rhythm a little bit, but hopefully not. So that midfield has to be Fernandez, main, unless someone is injured. It has to be Fernandez, Menu, and Casemiro. Like, either way, my personal preference is Casemiro as a DM, Fernandez and Menu as the two pushing midfielders. But either way, I don't really care. As long as this is three of them in that midfield, they would figure it out. They're that smart. My forward line, I'm going to start Cunha, I'm going to start Sesko, and I'm going to start Mbeumo. Again, this is a bit controversial because dropping Ahmad seems unfair because Ahmad has given every single minute. He has chased the ball, he has passed the ball, he has shot that ball, and he has chased players down like they stole his phone. Ahmad has been spectacular, not just this season, but he's been kind of like a shining light. When you, like, in the midst of what's happening, like, Ahmad was, one of those few lights that you could hold on to at the club and say, yeah, things might not be going great, but at least we have Ahmad. Things might not be going great, but at least we have Fernandez. Those were those two players that you could hold on to. So dropping him seems a bit unfair, but it's not like dropping him like for games. He's still going to come on. So I would want to see that those front three that were signed for that specific purpose, they are fit. The three of them are fit, and we're not playing like a team that are gonna need our centre back. Our number 9 to run and run and run. All he needs to do is occupy their centre backs. Just do what a striker normally does, and we're fine. That is what I would require him to do. For Cunha has, I think he has earned that start, in my opinion. Buemo has more than earned his. Ahmad is, I mean, as much as I feel bad for dropping Ahmad, but I think it's a healthy problem to have when you have players who have performed equally as good and you just had to, like, pick people, not because they're playing badly, like, having to drop people not because they're playing badly, but because everyone's just playing too good. But so you need people to fit an exact system. So I think it's a healthy problem to to have. But all the same, yeah, I think we're in a good place. And I hope we beat Everton tomorrow, because we cannot be hoping that these teams do us a favor. If you had that hope in your head anywhere, scrap it. And why do I say scrap it? Scrap it because if you watched the Nottingham Forest and Liverpool game, you would understand that if you're hoping for teams to do us a favor, you're on a very, very long team. These teams lack ambition. They like Forest today. I was so pissed. I was watching Forest. You had all that possession. What are you doing with that? It's like, what would you then do with the possession? And people say, "Oh, they were unlucky." They were not unlucky. They were careless. They were not using the ball, the way they should be using the ball. They were not converting. It felt like children, like playing football in the like on their break time. And it's the Premier League. If you don't take your chances, the other team are gonna take it for you. So again, as Manchester United, we cannot be hoping on these teams to do us a favor. We should have. By the time we are clocking in, like, 5 games remaining, we should have secured top four, undoubtedly, without any question. So that by the time that we're playing Liverpool, it's more of like a formality. Whether we win or lose, we will still be in the Champions League, and that's what I want, because they are still going to drop more points. If Liverpool keep playing this way, they will drop more points than we even thought they were going to drop. So we just need to rack up the wins. Chelsea are going to drop points, definitely. I mean, they're Chelsea. So yeah, my prediction would be a solid 2-0. I hope it's more. I hope it's more, because we need to be decisive. We need to send a clear message that we're not here to play. So scoring more is going to send that message, but I'm just going to be a bit conservative and go 2-0. That would be my prediction. So yeah, I guess the only thing left is to just see you after the game. Enjoy the game, guys.